Good afternoon. Welcome back to video number 5. I'm on here with video number 5 to jump right on in. I ended video number 4 talking about letting us know that we got a decision to make, that we are in fact in a place of a decision. Because going back to video 1, 2, 3, and 4, basically, I started those with saying that Satan knew that he had to get one of our major means of our defenses down. And one of the major ones was love. And us not, because we did not know it, we've allowed that. And it's one of our major, I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix this and stop it from shaking. I apologize for that. That we've allowed him to pull one of our defenses down, one of our major defenses, which was love, which is love. And like I said, I ended the previous video saying that we're in a place of a decision. We got a decision to make because God was saying that he was drawing a line in the sand. And in understanding God and the way he works, there is a certain way that, given all that's going on right now, that we do the things that we do. There's a certain way. He had asked me a question through a woman of God years ago. Like I said in previous videos, it's just like everything he gave me then, none of it, that's why probably the reason why I didn't understand a lot of it as he was saying it, because it wasn't for then, it was for now. And the question that she asked me from the Lord was this, a very odd question. And she was like, seeing as the Lord is telling me to ask you, do it style, fight fire with fire. And that's so interesting to me because, like I said, all that he was giving me seemed like it was for now. And that's something that then I had never even heard of anybody saying. But it's funny to me and it's interesting to me that lately I've heard it so much where people are going, well, it's time to fight fire with fire. That's all that is. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a question that the Lord asked me. And I want to put this out here because God answered that question. He didn't answer it then. And I think I got that prophetic word maybe way back in 2006. But recently he did. And he answered it in this way for those that are saying that it's time to fight fire with fire. Let me tell you how God fights. See, because he don't fight the way we fight. And if we, like I said in the previous video, if we're joining God's side, we have to do things the way he do it. Because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They do not look like the way the world fight. Because one thing God understands and knows is that our enemy is not one another. Once Satan finished using a person to attack you and he used you back to attack that person back, thus harming that person, he gonna jump out of them and go and get in the next person. So in answering this question, the answer came this way for those that are saying that. It came this way. There was a person that around the same time that God had asked me that question, he had given that person a dream. And get this, in the dream, the person told me that the Lord had, in the dream this person was having, that there was a monster. And he was a big, huge monster that all of the people were fighting. And not only were they fighting him, she said she noticed that the thing that this monster was made of in this dream now, tell you how awesome God is. In this dream, the monster was made of this. Get this. He was made of fire. And she said that the thing, as the people were trying to fight him and get the victory over him, this is what she said that the dream said they were fighting him with. Of all things. Baby, when I say God is amazing and mind-blowing, he truly is. In the dream, they were taking fireballs and trying to throw fireballs at him to defeat him. And she said in the dream, she could tell by way of the dream that as they were throwing fireballs at him, he was only getting bigger. And guess what? You know why he was only getting bigger? Because they were fighting him with the very thing that he was made of. How is something going to be made of fire and you think you're going to get the victory over him by fighting him with what he's made of? When she told me about that dream, that blew my mind, because when the Lord gave me the question by way of the The woman asking it to me, I'm like, well, Lord, I don't know. Do I fight fire? I don't know. Because like I said, at that time, I don't think I had ever heard of that saying before. Doest thou fight fire with fire? So when he asked me that question, I'm just like, well, Jesus, because, I really don't know. Do I? And then here come her with the dream, basically giving a visual to what he asked, saying, since you don't know, I'm going to show you what that looks like. Again, she say he was huge and people were terrified, but they were trying to fight him with these fireballs, throwing them at him. Him being made of fire. When she told me that, I'm like, you have got to be kidding me, because you just answered something that the Lord asked me years ago. And given where we are now with people not wondering, well, why it's not working, not wondering why it's not working, because you're doing that and answering you. That's what God has to say about to the people that are constantly, it's time to fight fire with fire. Let me show you what you're doing. The true enemy. The Bible said our weapons are not carnal. And this dream right here that she had, coupled up with what God said to me, showed me why. Because people, this is what the scriptures say, that we wrestle not with flesh and blood. God's wisdom is so much higher than ours till it just blows my mind. It blows my mind. You can't stand him, going cussing him out, going and getting your revenge, going and getting your lick back. That's not the way to fight him. Because the true enemy behind him, by you fighting him back the way he fought you, you're making larger the real enemy that's fighting you. But this is the thing, though. You have to see God for who he is to even accept something like that. See, because it's so many of us that's claiming God and claiming that we saved, but we do not have his mindset. We do not really fully believe the things that he put in this book. When he says that we have an enemy, that means that we actually, in fact, do have an enemy. And my fight is not with people the way God said it is. It's with him. And when I do not believe that, when I refuse to accept that it's what the scriptures say, that you're not my enemy, I am going to go against what God said and do it my own way. And I say again to those that are saying that, no, it's not time. But because the very real thing that's really destroying things, you only finna enlarge him. And the thing of it is, not only are you going to enlarge him, you're going to enlarge him against yourself. Saying it again, what he said to me, it's a self-inflicted wound. And why is it a self-inflicted wound? Because we refuse to get in God and see wisdom. And accept that he is a all-knowing and all-seeing God, even when the stuff that he decides does not make sense. It does not make sense that love would actually be a weapon. It makes no sense. So, for those that are asking that and saying that, no, you do not fight fire with fire, because the true enemy, the one that God knows is the enemy, you're only making him stronger. And I'm going to cut this video and come back on here with video number 6.